Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear me. Happy birthday to me. Here we are. Day 28. Looks like we got the greed and happy birthday. Special ancient summon birthday to me. Here we go. Continue on. We got the greed. Gonna be able to awaken him, actually, because we already got him. So he's gonna be enhanced chance of triggering some special effects. So here we are, day 28, and we're already pushing through on Nightmare 4 in the Drake's Chasm. Getting double rewards. Nightmare 3, we can auto it. Nightmare 4, we got Nightmare 4 on auto also. And we're still working our way up through the gear raid. 1, 2, 3. Got a couple of them like to 18, but we're just starting to get that, some of the decent stats, mythic stuff. Still working our way up. It's still tough, but we're able to do it with this team here. Just collect our rewards, claim that reward, see what we get. Epic chest. Alright, so we're not getting top tier chests, but we're getting chances for 5-star souls. We got demon soldiers. Alright, we're getting in Nightmare 4, we got it on automatic. We'll show you our team here in a minute, and a couple different strategies for Nightmare 3 and Nightmare 4 with our, not end game powered up, overpowered. A lot of the guild boss videos you see, they're just like, they got like all the stats just maxed, crushing it with 400% of crit damage and 100% of crit rate with like sets and just all the proper every hero stuff, but we're getting it with what we got. Let's claim this reward and take a look at how we're able to get Nightmare 4 on auto. No assists or anything. Here we go. Regular chests. Look at that. We're getting spirits. Imbued with the spiritual essence. Can be used to ascend our soulbound arcana. Alright, but we got double. Right, we're just getting the regular chest here for Nightmare 4, right? But it's giving us all this gold option of that on auto, right? We gotta get 1400. Nightmare 3, we're getting right here, right about there, right? But same deal. We're getting some legendary demon soldiers. Legendary summoning crystals and 5-star psychic powers, diamonds, getting it all. But if we were like not pushing up to Nightmare 4, if we could get the max rewards for Nightmare 2, but what are the rewards? Well, there's a lot of like blues and purples in here. We're rolling up to Nightmare 4, all of a sudden we got a couple rows of the golds. So let's take a look at our Nightmare 3. Say we're gonna go do Nightmare 3, right? Well, we're not gonna save it here because we got them both on auto. But here's what we got for the team. All right, so we got our Lord ability here, right? And here's Torador. We got him in the Glacier. Looks like it's not fully Glacier. We must have had to put something else on him at the time. So yeah, we originally had him in Guardian, and we're trying to switch over to some Glacier with the hit point bonus and attack bonus and all that stuff. But we're getting our guys up there. There's Torador, biggest damage dealer is this guy right here, throwing down. Basically we got crit rate. I guess this one could be swapped out at this point now. 30%. But I like the single target doom crit rate, attack speed, right? Attack bonus. You know, we're going to use all that crit rate, so we've got to get the better gear. We'll be able to do even more, get some crit damage on them. But, you know, there it is. So we're going to be using a Beelzebub in here, so just take a look at, so, you know, working our gear up there, because they're saying it's a danger, but we're going to go in and starting off here, let's just start it. We're not going to save, we're going to exit out, but let's look at the Guild Boss Nightmare 3 and then Nightmare 4 after this. Subscribe, and we'll be just, you know, working our way to more power. We'll be doing some ancient summons here for the birthday. All right, Nightmare 3 right now. So we have a couple different strategies. So for 3, starting off right away, we want to put in like half-time speed here. First one out there, our biggest damage dealer. Just get them out, get them going. And we're going to put them in this spot here because he's going to actually be able to recover some of his health, right? Okay, so we got him. We got Twyla. Now she's not as strong as Salazar right now for me, but you know, she's doing he's doing like 20 million. She's gonna be doing like 5, and you know, she's got like crit rate, 20,000 attack, 300% crit damage, like a couple hundred attack speed, but she's just not doing it. Maybe gotta get her skill up, but let's just throw her in that spot right there. Actually, I may have put a Torador right there in the front and middle, but here's what we're doing. We're just getting them out there, right? So we're gonna have just get them out there too. Torador here with the big old range, but they'd basically all be hitting. So we're getting the 3 bonus for 3 of them right away. Get that going. We're gonna be throwing in Constance. Or are we? Hold on here. Just duck down. So where are we going to put Dolores? Well, we're going to put her right nowhere because we're not going to use her. So we're going to throw in Constance right here. She's going to be buffing, you know, all of our melee spots and right here. And she's going to be healing everybody. Our inspiration buff coming from over here. Beelzebub, he's going to go to right, hit everybody that we got melee in. We're using Sadie right here, and she's going to be given 15% just reduction, and then, you know, 50% reduction on top of that of damage. So everybody's going to be staying alive. We got Constance attack boost on her. She's going to be throwing the big heals out there, help out when she does her inspiration. So we got, you know, basically, we're going to be working on getting Twyla up there. We got room for 1 more big damage dealers right here, but basically all we got here also to throw in is going to be right there, the Baron. And then it's just to get the 4 Nightmare faction out there. Let's actually, he can stay right there. See, get 4 of them, they grow, they get stronger, 35% attack speed. Now we got, you know, our big damage dealers. Basically, these 2 here, you know, we're going to get the most out of. And then we put Beelzebub out, actually, probably even before, you know, the rest of them, just to get his, you know, ultimate ready to go. So we got, you know, what else do we got for a damage to throw out? For right now, we had a couple of the marksmen all powered up, but we're actually switch out and throw her right up here and have her just, you know, it's just our other strongest 6-star for damage. And for Nightmare 3, we're going to just be firing these off basically right away, but we should have, you know, had Beelzebub then them. But then we'll just be firing them off non-stop. Torador, we're going to hold off on Constance, and we're going to wait for Beelzebubs here to drop down. All right. Now, once that falls off, see, we're going to just keep on going. Everybody's just firing their ultimates when it's up. We're going to hold off on her ultimate. All right, so now Beelzebub's war. So now we're going to go inspiration from Constance there now. So it's like non-stop inspiring with a little bit of boost, right? And then everybody's going to be just blasting their stuff down. And if he uses like a meteorite or something, you know, then we can pop her little shield thing. But basically, we're getting so much stronger now that we really don't have to worry about it. We're getting the powered up heals. Everybody's full health. Dragon's going to be promoted, right? Just keep on firing off all them ultimates. We'd have like way more already if we were firing them just a little faster. So say we're a little bit taking damage, we don't have constant attack as high, and we're going to be needed. So we're going to wait for that roar. Would have used her thing just a second earlier, but you know, it would have blocked all that, especially on Nightmare 4. But there it is. Okay, so Constant's off. We're about ready to go with Beelzebub, so we're going to, you know, fire his off. Start firing all the rest off. His is still up, and then we're gonna get Salazar right there, ready to roll, and Torador also. You know, get him going. No, another shield right there. Pop your shields. All right, his is about to wear, and then as soon as that wears, boom, Constance helping us out. We're just rip through that shield and just keep on going. And, you know, starting to get a little slower on getting through it. We gotta, you know, get stronger, but, you know, let's just pause it there. I guess we just keep going. We'll go to like the next shield and all that. Where are we at here? See, nobody's dying, and it'll be able to be saved right there. We're just gonna keep on going, just firing all our stuff off as we're ready. All right, so was it 147 or something for the next little shield deal? Infernal Roar's coming, so we're gonna have her shielding us, reduce the damage. All right, so there you go. Once again, we got Beelzebub ready to, you know, buff everybody up, get their damage. He doesn't have as high attack as we want, so you know, more is better. But there you go. We want to make sure we don't forget to stop it, because we don't want to save it, because we were getting like, we got like 4,800 or something, and then we, you know, boost everybody, but we should be able to get more. We'll just pause it there. So can we check our stats right now? We cannot. Well, damn. Let's just exit, and we'll look at what we did before we did some upgrades. We're gonna just quit the battle here. Overall statistics, does this show it? Come on. Overall statistics, I cannot. All right, quit the battle. Then we'll look at Nightmare 4. You know, still progressing, but we're progressing while getting, you know, Nightmare 4 rewards, not the max reward, but you know, we're getting it. So I guess here's our stats, what we were doing, just from, you know, doing it a little bit late, but there it is. Like, you know, he's ready to get like his 20-something million. She's getting a little better, but she's still behind, like not even close. And then, you know, next closest is like a tank. And then originally thought Beelzebub was like AoE damage, but apparently like he can actually heal, you know, this group here. So if you had like a heavy mage group, because he's gonna also lower their magic, you know, resistance, make them take more magic resistance. That's the only lord we have for that group. But you know, Constance got the big heals. Look at that, heals out of Constance, keeping right up with Sadie. AoE heals, single target heals, and what else we got? We got, you know, heals out of Beelzebub and Salazar. So let's just head over to Nightmare 4. Now, this one with our group here that we got, it's a little bit different. You know, we gotta you know, make sure make it through as far as we can get. You know, want to get past that 1400. So when I did it without, you know, using the assist unit, obviously you use another strong damage deal and assist to, you know, out damage or close to the damage of Salazar. But so we're gonna do the same group here, right? And they're gonna do, you know, more damage to buff the enemies, but basically it's just these two are doing the damage. So let's just check out how it's a little bit different. We're gonna actually hold off on some of our ultimates just to, you know, get past the shields, because we're, you know, have a little more trouble getting through them here. But we're gonna do the same type of Get Salazar out right away. Actually, I think this one we did it like this. We put Salazar right there in the front, and Twyla right there. We threw down. Where is he? All right, we had Beelzebub charging up. You know, Constance throwing the heals out. The damage reduction from Sadie and Torador. Basically, want to get them out quick as possible to get the 35% speed. So just throw him out there and Baron out there. Now they're all in range, and our other group right here. Just make sure we don't get killed and lose our run. But okay, so we want to get to 1400 with this group. So we got everything holding off. This time we're going to be a little more specific. We're going to use Beelzebubs and then our ultimates, just to make sure we're getting that a little bit more damage, and then we're going to hold off on her ultimate still when he uses the shield, because we want her to keep healing. So now we're going to start holding some of our ultimates here, and we want to block this damage so we stay alive. We're not using her ultimate while he's fighting. Okay, so now he's popped the shield, and we're ready to fire off her ultimate. And because she's not going to be healing, I guess there's an artifact that lets her heal while she does it. We need to get that. But now she's going to get the buff. We're just going to throw that, and whatever we have. Basically, right there, we should have actually saved both of theirs. I think is what we did. Let's just restart that. I think to get past it, I had to actually save our ultimates for that specifically. All right. Just head back in. We do a replay. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're gonna do. Yeah, I think I've actually held off on both of their ultimates and put them out. Get our damage going right away. Get our heals. Get our little bit of attack boost and damage reduction. More heals, and again, this one good. Other big damage, something out of single target type of damage. She's more of an AoE, but she's gonna be probably right there close on the damage list. All right, so for Nightmare 4, so right, we're gonna get ready. Okay, impact, and we don't have any of these up yet, but we're just gonna keep healing. So we're going to use Beelzebubs just to give everybody their attack boost. We're not going to use anybody's ultimates though, right? Because we're going to wait a little bit. We can use his to keep the shield, and we want to dodge that impact, get the damage reduction. All right, so his is Beelzebub's off. We're going to put Constance and get through the shield. Basically, should have had all their stuff. So this time, we're going to make it through the shield here with the Constance buff, and the shield's broke, and she's going to be back to healing everybody. So now we're going to be able to keep getting. There we go. Got past the 1400, so we're going to be getting a chest, and we'll be able to auto it. Nobody's dying. Basically, that one I'd have held off right there if he was going to do his attack, and then he'd get the shield blocking it. But we're actually doing a little. What was the next one? It's like 2300. I think currently we can't get past some of the other shields. We need a little bit more damage, some more big damage. We're gonna try it again, see what happens. All right, so we're gonna keep going with the Beelzebub buff just to get our damage going. We're gonna hold off on these ultimates here, and Constance will be ready, because right now we want her attack, and oops, we needed this damage reduction. I'm Sadie. All right, so Beelzebub's about wearing off. We got Constance, keeping us alive. Baron's only getting a single, so we want to get his shield going. All right, Constance goes. We fire off all our ultimates, right? Can we make it through this shield? And we need a little bit more damage to get through this one. We're gonna get hit with the destructive spit, and we're gonna just pause it right there. Being cut. Well, I guess we could let it play. We may lose. Actually, he's getting a self revive. Let's see what happens. But you know, we may take some damage. May start dropping off, and then we just start throwing people in, and then, you know, just trying to get whatever we get. We'll just hopefully we don't wipe, because then it's just going to save it. But I guess it doesn't matter, because we're still going to get at least a chest. So we'll just keep going here, see what we get. You know, do we make it? All right, so pause it there. See, now we've lost, you know, Beelzebub's a little lower on the hit points and stuff. You know, our mages back here fell, and we lost our other healers. Now we only got just Constance healing us, and, you know, we're gonna have to wait that full minute, and, you know, just a little bit more damage. We'll be able to just, you know, get it going. So we're gonna have to throw in, I guess Dolores gets to do her little mini heals now, and just throw out whatever we got. Got the shields here. We'll just see what we get, and we'll save it. But what do we got, dude? Oops. So we're probably not going to break through the next shield, so we might as well just get our damage in. You know, and then just hope we survive through the shield. So we can't use her inspiration buff, because we just need her healing. Keep us healing. Keep on healing. Will they make it? We got the shields out of Baron. You know, we're getting almost 3,000. You know, we're Nightmare 4, and we're just barely getting the mythic gear. We got like defense stats on our, you know, damage dealers. We'll never make it through. So, you know, what good is it there? We can actually throw some heals out. Let's see if we can get back to full, and you know, we'll hold off, because these guys will probably wipe again. But we can get some good heals, get back to full. Constance throwing $10,000 heals out. All right, that's a long time right there. All right, so we're still in it. We've not totally wiped, but, you know, we lost Twyla's out of there. She didn't make it. We're gonna just throw Beelzebub in there and just, you know, get whatever damage we can get, and we're just gonna fire off, try to get a couple more Dragon Bloods. What's the next? With 1,400, and then you know, we'll be able to actually autos. Might as well put her out there, because that's all that we got left. Just throw out whatever we got. We're going to use Beelzebub's attack booster. Inspiration. Get some heals. Oh, we see now Constance has even fallen here at this group. She got to heal everybody else so much, and, you know, she's not getting heals. But, you know, everybody's falling. We're almost making it, though, you know, the full duration. At least we're doing some amount and getting some Dragon Bloods. But, you know, this is like where we're kind of progressing through. We're just going to fire what we got, get what we can. 3,200, you know, it's not like 100,000 or 500,000, whatever everybody's getting with their max stuff. But, you know, we're getting treasure daily. And, you know, we could obviously be using a assist and then getting a lot more points and everything. But we'll just throw her there, throw him there for 2 seconds. All right, so there it is. We got, you know, we've contributed 3 1/3. We've gotten, okay, so next goal is shoot for is, you know, we want to get to that 6,500, and it probably, if I use the assist, it would probably only be like right there, still below it anyway. But like, let's see what our stats are. It's just not even a question. He's just out dealing everybody combined. He's doing, you know, 60% of the damage there, right? And Twyla getting her stronger. She's really AoE, but we're throwing her in there. And, you know, on down the line. Again, heals kind of helping a little bit, you know, nothing to rely on, but it's just a little bit back, a little bit out of him. And, you know, Constance out healing our healer. You know, so we get like powered up even more. We could, you know, maybe swap some of this stuff out for like getting more ultimates off or something, or just more damage dealers. But we're doing it. We're getting Nightmare 4 and playing some more Watching Realms. See you in the next video.
Smile at you.
Mechanical problems.
Salvage time, baby.